just about to go live, or I think it has gone live. There we go. It's gonna flash and then send me a whole bunch of notifications. All right, let's do this. And then it clears up. All right, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. I am here jumping on live today to first of all wish you a happy Friday prior to our long weekend in this part of the world. And we've entered September, which ushers in my favorite months of the year. I love September, October, November, December, and January are my favorite months of the year. I love autumn and winter. It's just the most energizing, crisp, wonderful days when you wake up and it just, there's that crispness in the air that just, it's revitalizing, it's energizing. The days are shorter, not so much hot sun all the time. We get to actually rest up more, have more periods of rest. I'm a very active person, so the longer the day, the more active I get. It's just a little bit too much for me. So I am so excited that we are now in autumn, almost in autumn. So happy September. I have sent out a newsletter yesterday for September 1st talking about hurricane preparedness, hurricane prep for in terms of your food piece. So, we all know to watch the Bermuda Weather Service if you're on this part, if you're on this island. This tends to be our heavier storm season, September, October. It usually comes also with the avocado season. So usually all the avocados fall to the ground when we have a storm. So I call it the hurricane harvest. All right, guys. So I sent out a newsletter talking about all the essentials that are really great to have. Healthy hurricane essentials. Top 10 healthy hurricane essentials with a bonus of healthy sweets that will, actually enhance your life rather than depleting your body and your physiology. So check that newsletter out. Very excited about that newsletter. And I think it's really a great thing to start thinking about right away in September. Do I have this, and that item for my healthy hurricane prep? Okay, 'cause power might go out. We might not have shopping centers open, right? We might not be able to get groceries. So just having those essentials on hand will just make sure that you're smooth sailing through hurricane season. All right, today I want to talk to you about a really interesting topic that actually came up on a phone call yesterday. And it really, sometimes when something feels like, wow, that's really interesting, how this person perceived a certain thing that was going on. And it opens up my mind to, this great introspection and really understanding what just happened there. Okay, I want to talk to you about healthcare services. Healthcare services is a large category and it encompasses your therapist, your physiotherapist, your chiropractor, your dentist, your doctor, your functional doctor, your naturopathic doctor, and et cetera, and et cetera, and et cetera. All right, so I've spoken about this in a different way before already when I spoke about really evaluating your doctor and your healthcare services provider. So there are many healthcare services providers. There are many chiropractors out there. There are many physiotherapists out there. There are many massage therapists out there. There are so many doctors out there. There are many nutrition specialists out there. I mean, on Instagram, everywhere, right? So here's the thing: whether you're a company, whether you're a company looking at employee wellness, whether you're an individual looking to go from fatigue to fantastic or frumpy to fantastic, whether you are an organization that is interested in teaching how to cook healthy smoothies or how to teach people, the fundamentals of incorporating healthy eating into your life. Whatever your situation, whether you're an individual, whether you're a family or a household, whether you're a company or an organization like a church organization or a charity, you have options out there, and it's beautiful that we have options. That is one thing that I really actually appreciate, is the fact that we have options for all kinds of providers. So and now actually that so many things are online, you have international options, right? So we've had international options for a while. I've had my therapist be in another country for 10 years. So, and then I switched therapists, and that new therapist is in a different city in the other country as well, right? So I don't have to choose someone from the island if it doesn't work for me. I can choose someone from a whole other country. So you know that there's even healthcare tourism. There are people who travel somewhere to get dental work done. They travel somewhere else to get other kind of surgeries done. There's all this medical travel. So you have options that are pretty much international. So it's very exciting and it's great. You know, I've had coaches that lived in Italy. I've had coaches that lived in San Francisco. I've had coaches that lived in, I think she was in Scandinavia, either Norway, Sweden. We didn't talk too much. She wasn't very sharing about her life, but I think it was either Iceland or one of those northern Scandinavian countries. So the world is your oyster. You know, I've had a business coach from Australia. My website developer, this is not health anymore, but is in Australia. And it's just really international. So that's really cool. And I think it's great that we have options. Here's the thing though, when you're looking at your options, you aren't comparing apples to apples. It's not like when you go to the produce section of the grocery store. So you go to the produce section of the grocery store, you see those apples and you're like, I need apples, right? So I need apples. You go to the apple section. They're the apples that you need, and you either get those apples or you get, or they're on sale, and you're like, wow, I can get double the amount of apples because they're never like that much on sale. You can get a third of the amount more of apples as you would normally have gotten. So you think, all right, more value for my money because it's discounted right now. These apples are a cheaper price, so I can have so much more apples. So I can make more apple compote is the first thing that comes to mind because I'm Polish. More apple compote, more apple pie, more apples in my cabbage. I make cabbage dishes with apples. A lot of Polish examples right there. What do you guys do with apples? Baked apples, that's also very Polish. Okay, so you think I can have more for my money at a cheaper rate when it comes to products. Let's say laptops are on sale, right? You're like, wow, that laptop is on sale. I can maybe get 2 laptops, or maybe the phone is on sale. It's like this perception of value that is based on quantity. I can have more for my money, but I'm telling you, this does not apply to services. It does not apply. You're not getting way more apples for your money with services. Whether it's legal services, I worked in the legal industry for 10 years. I'm trained in legal research and management of law firm libraries and resources and knowledge management. So you know what? With legal services, you aren't getting more for a lower price. You're getting someone who's less trained, and that's cool. If that's what you know that you want, is what you're getting for. You have to sort of understand. I think there's an understanding that like a pupil versus a partner is going to have a range that's different for their prices. A pupil is something that is an English word for Canadians. Oh my gosh, I forgot what it's called in Canada. It's not called a pupil. It's not called a pupillage. The equivalent of an internship for lawyers. I can't believe I forgot the word. Oh my gosh. Okay, so a pupil and a partner are going to have, like an intern and a partner are going to have different price ranges, right? And that's understood. But it's not so much understood in the industry. And it's not only that. You can have partners from different law firms and you're still not comparing apples to apples. You're not. Not if you really go into it, right? So when it comes to your doctor, you're definitely not comparing apples to apples. It's not like, oh, this doctor is closer to me, so I should just go to the closer doctor to me. If you might have seen my video before, you know, I did speak about how I decided to take even my dog to a whole other city an hour and a half away. Okay, an hour and a half in bad traffic. Like an hour away to a way more posh neighborhood so I can have a better veterinarian, because the ones in my neighborhood that were close by, cheaper, I didn't want it. I didn't want any doctors from my low-income neighborhood. I didn't want to use the veterinarians in my low-income neighborhood. No offense, and maybe it's gotten better, but that was from my personal experience. I'm not going to be here, right? I'm going to go somewhere else for my health care and my dog's health care. And so that's a situation. When it comes to services, it's not apples and apples, you guys. You literally have to dig deeper. So when a corporation is sort of like evaluating nutrition specialists to come and speak for like a wellness month, for instance, and I recently had the feedback come back to me that The person that they went with was hundreds of dollars cheaper, and they were able to do more than one presentation, kind of a thing. So that's great. More power to them. That seemed to be a really good match, right? So that seemed to be her thinking that we're going to have apples and apples. I realized then that the issue that had arisen was her perception was that she's getting greater value for a cheaper price specialist to come in and do basically the ticking, they needed to have a nutrition specialist for this wellness month. So they've got someone for hundreds of dollars less, like so much less money, and they were able to do more than one presentation, right? So the perception was, this is a way better value. Like, I'm going to get so much more, right, out of this for my money. Like, I'm spending way less. The thing is, it's not like that. So I realized after that conversation, it was my bad that, well, either she hadn't done her research, or my bad that I hadn't really communicated my value. Or if I had, it just flew over her head. Maybe this is not her topic of interest, right? So I know for sure that in my industry, someone who's way cheaper, because I know the people in my industry, you're going to get an earful of calories. You're going to get calories. You have to, swaps that are like this. You're not going to get an alternative view on, hey, you know what if this entire bubble that we live in of Western diet industry is actually possibly, harming us? And how about actually being healthy and looking at this in a different perspective? Let's step outside the box and look at fueling ourselves and fueling our body and looking at our biology and how we actually activate all those, get all those bioactive components from our food and just infuse them into our body and level up and level up and level up and ascend. And why it's so important that our biology really be strong and be solid and be nutrient loaded and be well taken care of in a way that isn't really taught, by most people that I've ever met in this industry. So the perception was she's going to get so much more value for such cheaper price versus paying the higher price for me and having me come in to speak to people. That's fine. I'm already at that point of entrepreneurship where I understand that not everyone is like a soul aligned client. I like to work with people who understand the value that I'm bringing. Okay, so yeah, and that we vibe, that there's definitely a great vibe, that I know that this is not only mutually incredible for the two of us, but that we're both the value is bigger than even either of us. I'm delivering more than they expected even, and that what they're getting out of it for me is just so fulfilling, more than I even expected out of it. That's the most beautiful sort of symbiotic kind of business relationship, right, when it comes to clients. But so that's cool. So that's what she decided to do. But here's the thing. Now I want to bring this lesson to you guys. You have choices. You can go with that person. If your insurance covers more of their thing and your copay is $20, you can go. You can go to the diet center, and I get all these people come from the diet center to me. You can eat their fake foods. They have these hyper-processed foods. You eat these bars. They have hydrogenated oils. The ingredients in there will kill you if you stay on it too long. No joke. They're very, very harmful to your body ingredients. Literally hydrogenated oils are in there. Loads of it's very fake, right? So you eat these white chocolate bars in the middle of the day. So the diet center will give you this, and then you're going to lose weight. And then, because all you eat is these highly processed fake foods, and then you don't really know how to eat. You don't know how to eat. You don't know how much to eat. You don't know what to eat. You don't know when to eat. You don't know anything about that. So you fall back to your old ways because you run out of products that you're eating from their store. So you got to think about, was that worth my investment even though it was cheaper? Was it? Did I get sustainable results, right? Do I know how to master my physiology? Do I understand this body? Do I understand my metabolism? Do I understand what nutrients I need to sustain my life, my energy, my presence, right? To be a phenomenal human being in this world, do I know what I need to do? No, you don't have a clue. You just paid for some products, and then you ate those products and you lost weight because you were eating less than you had before. Whatever it was, But in the meantime, you didn't even like evaluate the ingredients if you were taking it for that long. Do you know what I mean? So your body's getting all messed up and all jammed up and full of toxins, junk in your trunk while you're eating this junk. Was it worth the cheaper price? I mean, it's over to you, right? It's over to you. It's not apples to apples when it comes to nutrition experts. It's not apples to apples when it comes to weight loss. It's not apples to apples when it comes to reversing your blood work and really getting those good results that you want in your blood work. It's not apples to apples when it comes to nutrition specialists. It's not, guys. So just think about that. The perception of value is just a perception, and it could use some shifting. All right. So really understand the value that everyone brings and what the results they have and can do and the transformation that they can do, and just make sure it's a good fit, okay? A good fit for you and what you really want, right? Sometimes we're coming from a desperate place. We're really sick of the additional weight that we're carrying, and we just want the quickest thing. And so they're like, yeah, promise it, da-da-da-da-da. You eat these bars and it's so easy and it's done. You just eat bars, right? You don't have to learn anything. Okay, so coming from a place of high value and high self-worth, patience, and a deep knowledge of like, I want the best for myself, make a decision from that place in your life. With even your chiropractor. Trust me, there's a variety of chiropractors on this island and around the world. And there's one that I go to and one that I refer to. That's Reed Robinson. I will share it right now. Reed is extraordinary. He's extraordinary. He cares about your overall holistic health. He's a very knowledgeable chiropractor. You can go to other chiropractors or you can go to Reed. Reed has also experts that he works with. I like to go to Reed. But yeah, so there are people, even in energy work. In energy work, there's stronger energy healers and not so strong energy healers. So anyways, it's not apples to apples. It's not like you can go out into the marketplace and purchase your services extra cheap and get the same results as you will with someone who wasn't extra cheap. Okay? It's just not the same. To work with Tony Robbins is $1 million a year. There's a reason people fork out $1 million a year to work with Tony Robbins. All right? So think about what someone has delivered. Think about what someone's passion and energy is like. Do they walk the walk? A lot of nutrition specialists out there, they're overweight, their blood work ain't so great, their skin doesn't glow, their eyes are sometimes not the clearest. You want to kind of think about, is this person walking the walk? Because a coach or a doctor can take you, or a nutrition specialist, strategist can only take you as far as they've been. So I can take you as far as I've been, right? That's pretty darn far, right? On a consistent basis. So think about that. It's not apples to apples. It's really not the same as products. Is comparing services to other services. It's not the same thing. Cheaper by the dozen is not going to maybe get you the results that you want. So today and this week, review that perception of value that you may have with services. It's the same for even cleaning services. Yep, there are some cleaning services that are exceptional. I had a cleaning lady who left me herbs from her garden. She brought me fresh tomatoes. She left me little birthday cards. Above and beyond. Above and beyond. She was actually the first that I ever hired. And I was so sure about her and I was so right. And since then, it's not been the same. No one's quite the same. No one's as valuable. It's just that's how it is. So, okay. Think about perception of value. I'm trying to think if I've missed anything, but I've wrote a big caption to this video to just assist you in really just navigating what I'm trying to say. So have a great long weekend. I'm going to be tuning back in over the weekend to make sure that I share some healthy holiday tips and stuff like that as well. So thank you so much, and have a great weekend. Bye. Oh, hey, you made it to the end of this video. Well, I have a lot more that you are going to love, so be sure to click through the next video. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and smash that notification icon so you always know what's happening. This is Agatha for Fueled, and I will see you in the next video.